Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Swaralaya Indian Band was established by Benny Joseph in 2007. The core ideology of Swaralaya Indian Band is to identify and nurture budding talents, and that's how it has become a 6-member strong band conducting music concerts all over the country. Swaralaya specializes in conducting music concerts during national Indian festivals and also conducting intercultural programs to inculcate a sense of cultural awareness in the society. I am hence proud to say that this is the 4th intercultural program to date. We also provide audio, sound, and lighting support to other programs if need be. Our future activities and programs will definitely be giving utmost importance to support the younger Indian generation in Ireland. We strongly believe that this would be of great help to our friends who are many miles away from home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mangala. I'd like to invite our Chief Guest, Ms. Charlie O'Connor, for inaugural speech.
Thank you very much, and can I just say I'm absolutely delighted as the local Member of Parliament, the local Dáil Deputy for this area, to be here tonight and to welcome you all. And I noticed so far you've been very quiet, but I presume that as the evening wears on, and if I watch you by 9 o'clock, I'm sure you'll be swaying to the great music that you are going to hear. So I do hope that you have a very good evening, and I hope it goes well for you. Could I ask you to join me in congratulating the band and indeed Benny Joseph for their efforts in this regard and for being here tonight, and you might join me in doing that. I also want to, if he's not embarrassed by the attention, to single out my good friend Benny, who has been mentioned already. Benny is well known to us here in the Tallaght area. He's a very active community activist, and even though he stood in the local elections, not for my party, I was pleased that he did so well. And I do believe that Benny has great potential as a local politician, and I'm sure you'll continue to promote him and to encourage him and to look after him in that regard. So again, King, but also Gandhi. And Gandhi was killed when I was only a very small child. But I remember growing up hearing about him, and in recent years when the Indian community here in Dublin and particularly in Tallaght has developed, I've heard even more about him, and it's amazing that 60 years later he still makes such a huge contribution to political and active life in the world, and he is still mentioned in the midst of all our other great heroes. So it's good that we would do that, and I'd like to congratulate you in that regard. So I hope you have a great evening. I'm sure the band will entertain in a very special way. I'm glad those of you who are visiting us have come to Tallaght. I hope you'll come again, and please enjoy your evening tonight in Kildamanagh, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor. Next is the felicitation speech by Baby Perpadan.
Our Chief Guest, Mr. Charlie O'Connor, TD, and Mr. Demian, Mr. Roy Kujalagat, ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate the 2nd anniversary of Swaralaya Indian Band, formed by some of the enlightened lovers of music from Kerala with Mr. Benny Joseph as the chief coordinator. We all know that Mr. Benny is a very hard-working artist with many inborn qualities. This type of program is an encouragement of all Indian communities. The other artists associated with this program are very familiar to us and needs no introduction to the Malayali population. I wish Swaralaya and all the artists behind it all success while celebrating the 2nd anniversary. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baby Perpadan. Next will be the felicitation speech by Mr. Damien Meany, active member of Chernobyl Children Project.
Thanks, Libby. Good evening, everybody. I'm delighted to be here tonight. Thanks, Benny, for inviting me to come and say a few words. As you said, my name is Damien Meany and I'm involved with the Chernobyl Children's Project. I also work with Benny and I know Libby and a lot of others here tonight. I'm delighted to be here. It's a great event. I wish Benny well with the band. I know they're fantastic. He has me constantly looking at things when they're on YouTube and everywhere else, and they're doing very well. I'm also delighted that Benny has kindly said that the band in 2010 are looking to do a fundraiser event towards the Chernobyl Children's Project. And it's a great honour for us as a charity because it's so hard in times of, at present, to be raising funds for charities across the water. And I appreciate it, Benny, and so does everybody else. Benny knows the work that goes into the Chernobyl Project, the work that we all put in. And, you know, when people come up and said they'd like to get involved and do something for us, it means a lot. So I wish Benny all the best with the band. Keep the work up, and I hope that you all have an enjoyable evening this evening. And I look forward to talking to you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Damien. I would like to invite Mr. Roy Kunjalakat for felicitation speech.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Dais, Mr. T.D. Dr. O'Connor, and Mr. Damien, and my close friend, Mr. Baby Parapadan, and all the Sorelaya team members and dear friends. It is great to see many enthusiastic audience here celebrating the genius and innovations of the second anniversary of Sorelaya Indian Musical Troupe. In this special occasion, I am taking all my privilege to appreciate the task and hard work done by the Sorelaya Musical Troupe for the past years to improve the cultural activities held in all over Ireland on behalf of Indian communities. As we know that we all are engaged in a busy life here in Ireland. Nearby 40,000 Indian people, especially Malayalis, staying in Ireland. Due to our busy life, we are lagging to engage in our Indian cultural activities. But the engagement with the Sorelaya Musical Troupe, we are refreshing our Indian cultural activities like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Indian folk dance, etc., etc. In this way, we can improve our children's mind to continue the traditions of Indian culture. In this, we cannot ignore the hardships done by the Sorelaya Musical Troupe. I especially thankful to Mr. Benny Joseph and his team members. In this occasion, with all your permission, I am wishing a good success in future to improve the performance of Sorelaya Musical Troupe. Jai Hind, thanking you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. The interesting part is coming up, the real concert. So I hope everybody is ready for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We need few minutes to set up the stage, so I hope everybody will be patient.